Hey guys, I'm Mr. Radcliffe. For those of you who don't know me, I teach human geography, world religions, and Avid. I've coached a little football in my day, but Mr. Como asked me to come in every so often and just give a little bit more knowledge on different aspects of religion. And we're going to start with an extremely common tool used to teach religion. You've probably seen this chart before, maybe in this class, maybe in your world history class. This is actually from our world history textbook that we use in our school. And it's a chart that goes over 6 of the major world religions. And there's a lot of good things about this chart, but it's also problematic in many different ways. But let's start with the positive. When you're new to learning about different religions, this chart helps create an organizational system in your mind. And it helps you compare and contrast different religions and helps us create categories to help us sort this knowledge into. And that's beneficial. But this chart takes the beliefs of 7+ billion people and it boils it down into 6 monolithic categories. And anytime you treat any group of people like a monolith, you're gonna have some problems. My first year teaching world religion, I looked at this chart and thought about some of the problems just for about 10 minutes. And in those 10 minutes, this is what I found. Let's just start with the 6 religions that they chose to include on this chart and the religion that they chose not to include on this chart. If you combine the populations for the last 2 religions on the chart, you don't even add up to the amount of Sikhs we have in this world. There'd be 27 million Sikhs in this world that would be pretty upset that Sikhism isn't included. So it makes you wonder, why did we include Judaism and Confucianism and leave out Sikhism? Speaking of Confucianism, that's not even their logo. That's the yin-yang. Many of you probably know that as the logo for Taoism. This chart talks about leadership across the different religions, but it makes no mention of important leaders like the Pope, the Dalai Lama, the Caliphate, things that have a lot of power in this world today. When you get to Hinduism, it says there's 3 main gods, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and according to some Hindu stories, yeah, those are 3 gods that are really important. But 95% of Hindus worship Vishnu or Shiva exclusively. There aren't many Hindus in the world that worship Brahma a lot. But this chart was made by people who are more familiar with religions that have creator gods, and since Brahma created the world, he must be very important. There's a lot more Hindus praying to Ganesha and Krishna than Brahma, and they left those 2 off the chart. So you can understand if this is a chart made by people that were raised in a Judeo-Christian tradition, that they might get some of the other religions wrong, but you'd expect them to get Christianity right. So you see when they say the name of the deity and the name of the founder, the deity is God and the founder is Jesus Christ. Many of you are already realizing that to most Christians, God and Jesus Christ are the same person. But yet this chart puts Jesus on the same row as men who founded religions, not as gods. You can understand why a lot of Christians would be upset or offended by that. So hopefully you can tell while the chart has a lot of utility and value, maybe we don't need to fully throw it away, it's going to be very problematic anytime you try to boil down the beliefs and customs of 7 billion people into one chart.